On December 1st, 2016, new law regarding exempt salaried employees is set to take effect. Here's everything you need to know. Hello, my name is Eric and I have Bob with me here today. He has been a very good friend of ours for many years now. Bob, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself before we get into this new ruling and new law that's coming in effect on December 1st?
Sure, Eric, thanks. Yeah, my name is Bob Blanchfield. I'm an attorney. I am licensed in Tennessee and Florida, although I represent clients in about 15 states. My primary area of practice is employment law, and by that I mean I represent small to mid-sized businesses in discrimination cases, Family Medical Leave Act, and other cases. If you're a business, for example, in the hospitality industry, if you own a hotel or a restaurant, you are particularly susceptible to certain types of claims, and you're also more likely to be audited by the Department of Labor. Recently, over the past several years, the most common claim in federal court has been a claim for overtime pay or violation of the federal minimum wage law. That law is incorporated into the Fair Labor Standards Act. Now, I won't bore you with all the Fair Labor Standards Act details, but one rather dramatic change that's coming up, should take effect in December, is a change in the minimum salary that a exempt employee should be paid. And by that, what I mean is, if, for example, you own a hotel and you have let's say a housekeeping supervisor, for example, that you're paying $35,000 a year to, you're not paying that person overtime and you're not keeping track of hours, but you would guess that employee might work about 50 to 55 hours a week. Right now, as long as you pay her more than $24,500 a year, or about $455 a week, you comply with the law. This rather dramatic change is going to increase that minimum from $24,500 to approximately $48,000. So what do you do about that? Well, you can convert that employee to an hourly employee, but there are some risks. You could increase the annual salary from $35,000 to about $48,000. But of course, that's a dramatic increase. I think we would agree, especially where you have someone, maybe you're only paying them $26,000 a year. Now you're looking at a $22,000 annual increase. So it's something that employers should really be paying attention to, Eric.
Yes, definitely. It's a huge jump in annual salaries in industry like hospitality.
Yeah, and I think it's difficult where you have a business, whether it's restaurant, hotel, or others in the hospitality industry, where labor costs are a significant portion of the total cost that an employer faces.
Yes, definitely. And what some of the most common questions that you get asked about this?
Well, I have many clients that have thought about this, and one of the most common questions I get is, well, what are my options as a business owner? And really, there are two primary ways to go. One is simply increase that annual salary. Many employers simply are not in a financial position to do so. So another option would be convert that employee to an hourly rate where their total annual compensation, let's say now it's around $30,000, remains about $30,000. You simply have to do some calculations to figure out what an appropriate hourly rate would be, and then pay overtime if that employee is working more than 40 hours a week. There are some other options. They are difficult. They're a little more complicated to explain. But if you have an employee where you agree to pay a certain weekly rate for a certain number of hours worked, then you might only be on the hook for overtime above that number. So if you agree, say, 50 hours a week, you'd probably get away with only paying overtime over the 50. There are risks associated with almost every option out there, except probably just increasing the salary. So that's probably the most common question I get. Another question is, when is this going to take effect? We don't exactly know the specific date. Looks like it's in December, so it's coming up quickly.
I see. So right now it's October, so people that have not heard about this yet, and I'm actually surprised how many hotel owners and other business owners do not know that this change is coming up. It's very surprised me, and you've done really good with us, and you let us know, in fact, in May, so we had enough time to get prepared and calculate all our options. But it's amazing how many people don't know about this yet.
Well, I think it's like a lot of changes in the law. The change will have a significant impact. Businesses obviously are not going to be happy with this conversion, and I don't think it's been well published or well advertised by the administration, because they know the reception will not be a happy one. But it looks, I know there have been some challenges to the law, but so far none of those challenges have been successful. I would also say that the folks that are prepared for this change are some of the plaintiffs' attorneys are staffed up. They're following this law very carefully. So once this law takes effect, my assumption would be you will see advertisements, especially in states with aggressive plaintiffs' bars, like Florida, for example, California and New York, possibly others, where you'll see advertising specifically addressing this issue, looking for employees that are still being paid below that $48,000 who are considered salaried. And it's always important, Eric, and you and I have discussed this, for all your hourly employees, you want to make sure you have a very reliable timekeeping system, and you enforce your rule that all your hourly employees have to use that timekeeping system, whether it's a POS system or a time clock, whatever it happens to be.
Yes, this is a very great information, and if there's somebody who would like to get in touch with you and maybe work out some kind of strategies to implement in regards to this change, how can they do that?
They can reach me either directly on my cell phone, that is 407-497-0463. They can reach me by email, that's bob@blanchfieldlawfirm.com, and I'm going to spell Blanchfield because it's long. That's B as in Bob, LANCHFIELD, or they can find me on LinkedIn. I'm Robert Blanchfield. There's a few Robert Blanchfields. I'm in Winter Park, Florida.
All right, great. And also we're going to have all your contact info below, but you work more than in one state. Is that correct?
That's true. I'm licensed in 2 states, but I'm licensed in federal court in many other states. So I have represented employers in, I would say, about 10 states, but I also have business owner clients in about 8 more states. So I'm somewhere around 15 to 18 states total where I represent employers, not only in litigation, but I think as important, no one wants to get sued.
Correct.
So if I can help a business owner put in place some new policies or procedures that reduce the risk of litigation, that's really the best approach.
Yes, so ounce of prevention is much more valuable than a pound of a cure. I guess I'm not sure if I said it right, but
no, but you make the right point, and that is, for a relatively small amount of my time, you can avoid litigation, because once that lawsuit is filed, whether it's for overtime or discrimination, whatever it happens to be for, the clock is ticking, and the cash register is also being rung up by that plaintiff's attorney.
Definitely.
And it quickly will become expensive. Whereas if you try to address some of these issues up front, you do so usually fairly inexpensively and fairly quickly.
Yes, it's a very good approach to be prepared. And December of 2016 is coming up fast if it does take effect in December. So there's still some time left to take all those strategies in place. Bob, I want to really thank you for all your time. And we were going to leave all your contact information below the video. And if all the people who are watching this video, you like it, please subscribe. We're going to have much more videos like this coming up in the future.
Thank you, Eric.
Hi, great. It was great talking to you, Bob.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.